So that way I'm not so backwashed. Anyway, hi everybody. So I'm backlit. Hi cats. Okay, Mr. Lighting Expert back here. I just want the light on my face, Dave. Stop laughing. You're so mean to me. Okay. I will eventually figure this out. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, you guys, I am in a world of spoony life hurt. It has not been a pleasant 72 hours. It's actually getting worse. So when you get into a fibromyalgia flare, you need to rest. You need to sleep. But the problem is sometimes the pain gets so intense that you can't get comfortable and you can't sleep. No, this hat I bought at a store called Shopco like 15 years ago. So it's a beanie, and I cut off the puff ball that was on top because it was really big. But give me a second. Give me oh, a second. Maybe this will be better. Who knows? I'm still messing with stuff. So give me a second. Well, is that better? Maybe. I don't know. It's like, should I put some light in that way? Maybe. Oh, that's worse. That's way worse. Okay. So, um, first off, let's start with the earrings. So they are cute, but they are so annoying. So let's start with the Timu earrings that I got that are very similar to this. Okay, so we're going to put this pair of Cosmic Cuties up on the screen here, and I'm going to move this over so you guys can see it. And then I guess I'll turn the light back on so we can see side by side. So, okay, I'm gonna turn the light back on. Maybe this will be better. Who knows? So, okay. Timu. Timu earrings. I got the silver and blue ones. So, we're going to do a side by side of the Paparazzi pair versus the Timu pair. Okay, so as you can clearly see on the screen, okay, here's the side by side. Okay, so here's the pair from Timu. Okay, so, and the only difference is I can take an O-ring and flip that around because they both go in the same direction. Paparazzi's, they look like they face each other like this. So all I have to do is turn one of these things around. So it goes like that. But the details. So you can see the detail is exactly the same, except one's not painted in. So I use my credit to get these. I'm not going to wear them. I just wanted to do a side by side. So I'm actually going to give these away to somebody. I don't know who, but somebody. But they look eerily similar. But these ones that I got on the Temu, these ones I'll wear. Okay. So it has a piece of like quartzy looking rock and then it has a star and a moon. These are lighter than the other pair, so I'll actually wear these. So I got those, and then the other Temu haul I got was that gold Moony star necklace thing. And you guys are seeing me open these for the first time. So uh, we're doing this together live. So I'm getting them out of the package and opening them up as we go. Okay, so here is the choker with the little stars. Okay, and it's got a little moon with little rhinestones. So here's one part of the layer, and here's part two of the layer. Okay. It's cute little gold with little danglies. And then these are the included earrings. And it's just, here's the included earrings. And it's just the parts that are dangling off the necklace. So side by side, same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna hold them up to the camera so it will hopefully focus. So yeah, I mean they're cute for free. I can't I can't complain too much, you know? So not bad for free. And, you know, lately I've been really into gold. I never thought I would be, but I like wearing it lately. So I've been wearing gold a lot more than silver and white gold. So I honestly got that for me because I thought it was cute. And for $1.38 for two necklaces and a pair of earrings, okay, yeah, okay. So, and in the oven right now, I've got bacon baking because I'm going to make spinach salads for dinner tonight with fresh homemade dressing. And then I've got tamales going for lunch because I haven't eaten lunch yet. So, okay, let's get started with winner's circle. So, let's get started with this, okay? And let me make this a little bit smaller.
Hello and welcome to Winning Wednesday in the Winner's Circle. We are excited to be with you. We just got back from a great
Yes.
incentive trip down the Dominican Republic. Those that
Wow.
were there, you know how much fun we had, and the weather was perfect. You couldn't have asked for better. Last time.
Yeah, you're in a tropical environment in January. Of course, the weather's going to be perfect. I mean, if it rains, it rains. At least, you know, it's not Arctic freeze and snow and atmospheric rivers and all the other fun stuff that we're dealing with. But yeah, so.
Time, we challenged you to set your goals. First of all, to get on loop and
get on the channel,
subscribe to all the channels. Hopefully you've been enjoying those videos. They, you know, every day, Monday through Friday, a new video comes out to one of the channels.
Yes.
And then,
yeah, I was just going to say, and we had a surprise recognition thing drop in last week, and that will be dropping in each month. And so you want to make sure that you are watching that and that is it's under the channels, and it's Confetti Wins, and it is just awesome to shout you and your teams out.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea of Confetti Corner and Confetti Wins is celebrate the wins.
Absolutely.
And so, yes.
So is there a new channel called Confetti Corner? Do I need to look this up? I think I do. So let's look up Confetti Corner. Is there a whole page called Confetti Corner? Someone who, yeah. Okay. So they're stealing other people's business ideas. That's great. Okay. All right, so let's go back to this.
We dropped a new recognition, slide or whatever you want to call it, post. Many of you have seen.
Oh, cats, that's a shame. Shakely had to reschedule their leadership event in Pennsylvania in January. Where were they going? Hershey? Were they going to the chocolate factory? Are they partnering with Hershey Chocolate to make chocolate flavored Shakeleys? I mean, what's the point of going to Philadelphia? No offense. Philadelphia, from what I know, has amazing food, but in the middle of January, mm, no thanks.
And it's been fun to see you
Yeah.
share it and how excited you got. The other thing we talked about was setting goals, where it's a new year. Not that we can't set goals throughout the year, but set a short-term, medium-term, and a long-term goal, and then build an action plan along with those to go.
A short-term, medium-term, and long-term goal. It's called setting attainable and achievable goals. By setting a smaller goal and accomplishing that helps parlay into an even larger goal. Accomplishing that gets you to an even bigger goal. So, okay, let's talk about this. I mean, what's he looking at? And she looks bored. This is an epic pause right now. Okay, let me look how bored she looks. Look how she looks pissed. And what is he looking at? So I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on?
Go ahead and achieve the goals. Hopefully you did that. Hopefully you continue to add goals as you accomplish one, make the next one. But ultimately, success comes from knowing where you want to go and then devising a plan of how to get there.
Absolutely. And don't forget to shout yourself out as you hit those goals and celebrate them. It's like we were talking about with the confetti wins and that.
Yep.
Like everything that you do should be celebrated. All of those wins, small, big, whatever it is, that is what keeps us going, and it keeps the momentum, and then it keeps the excitement and the encouragement there.
So again, this is corporate training, y'all. This winner circle where they're talking about setting goals, small, medium, and large goals, and achieving them and shouting yourself out and patting yourself on the back, blah, 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 blah. This is corporate training. This is what they consider motivational in corporate training. I'm sorry, but it's not very motivational to me, and it doesn't feel like corporate training. To me, it just feels like a big old waste of time. Okay? It just feels like a big old waste of time, which honestly, it is.
And it shares with others too, and it inspires hope and belief in others as well.
Well, and we're very quick at judging ourselves on the negative. Why aren't we just as quick at giving ourselves judgment in a positive way when we do win? So celebrate the wins. You're going to always kick yourself for the losses, so you might as well clap for yourself on the wins.
On the win.
Yeah, you should clap yourself for the wins. So let me give a shout out to all of the former paparazzi consultants who recently quit this company and did not go to another multi-level marketing company. They finally saw the light and they got completely out. I want to congratulate all of you who have decided, hey, I'm spending more than I'm making. I'm losing money. I have a bunch of inventory that I can't sell. This is a lose-lose situation. I'm out. To all of those who are seeing that light and getting out, welcome, congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. To those of you who are like, well, jewelry's not selling, I guess I'll go sell some overpriced makeup called Farmasi. No. Okay, no. So we've talked about this, and when you are on a budget or you are trying to cut back, and Dave and I were talking about this too, we have cut back as a people. so much because we all know trickle down economics isn't really a thing. It all flows up, none of it comes down. Um, so when we don't have any money in the bank and we are scraping to get by, uh, where do you cut back even more? What do you do? So, last year I started becoming more creative and cooking more meals and trying to be better about all of that. And, there is pleasure in cooking sometimes. And then sometimes it feels like a chore. And then, you know, I look for ways to use up everything in my home before it expires. So making hodgepodge stews, soups, finding ways to eat on the cheap, but to make it nutritious and delicious and flavorful. That's what I've been focusing on. I know. I'm with all y'all who is like grateful to get out of this. So we'll go back to these people talking about goals and how, I mean, they're trying to be relatable, but from a Mormon point of view, I feel like I'm sitting in my living room with the Relief Society president looking down on me and her husband just there to be the man and give you direction in your wayward life. I mean, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm sitting in my living room in Mormony, Utah, letting them tell me how much of a failure I am. I mean, it gives me very Mormony vibes here. I'm not going to lie, but it does.
And so make sure that you are celebrating those. Now, we have something exciting coming up next week.
Yes.
You know what we have coming up?
Coming up on Tuesday.
Yes, Empower Me Pink. And so this week's challenge, it's going to be actually a two-part.
Empower Me Pink is coming up. I haven't even seen any advertisement for this. And if there was, I don't remember it because they're not really pushing this down, their throats this year. It's because it's too expensive.
Challenge, but I want to go a little bit around Empower Me Pink as well with it. So for the first part, I want you to talk to, this is part of the first part of the challenge, is that you're going to talk either to your teams and your customers about the importance of attending events and the importance of Empower Me Pink. Now,
what's the importance of attending an event and networking with the same people? I got to go get the bacon out of the oven. I want you guys to put that in the chat. Let's think about that for a second. So give me a second. I got to go get the bacon out of the oven. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I should have let this play, but any thoughts on that yet? Okay.
just for those of you that maybe didn't get registered, don't worry. There will be on-site registration at most of the stops, but Atlanta on Saturday the 7th, it is sold out. So there will not be any on-site registration.
But Friday the 6th.
So the Atlanta location is the only one that's sold out. All the other locations, there's room. So that tells me the parasocial relationships in paparazzi, the celebrities of paparazzi are going to the Atlanta one. And that tells me that the Atlanta, Georgia area has a ton of oversaturation of paparazzi consultants. That's what that tells me. Doesn't tell me anything else, but that's what that tells me. Okay. And the homemade bacon bits, they look good.
So Friday the 6th, there still are spots. So if you want to attend any of the spots, we'll be in LA, we'll be in St. Louis, Dallas, and Atlanta. Yes. So make sure that you stop in. We actually will be also be hosting a virtual spring training. It won't be the same as Empower Me Pink, but it will be like an extension of some of the Empower Me Pink going into the spring trends. And those will be on January 31st and February 4th. And tickets are on sale for that until January 29th. So
cash grab. Tickets are on sale for training. What's the importance of the event of training? There is no importance. It's them getting a cash grab, in my opinion, because those of us who have been in an MLM in the past and have gone to these trainings and paid for them, did you learn anything new? Did you learn anything eye-opening? Did you get knowledge or information that made your life better? Here's the thing. The answer typically is always a big fat goose egg. No, you don't.
If you haven't got your tickets yet for that, make sure that you're getting those. And then also, yesterday went on sale the pre-party packs. They will be on sale till Friday.
Pre-party packs?
And that way you're guaranteed to have a piece of what is coming out for the Empower Me Pink packs, like our spring trends. And there
what are the spring trends, y'all?
There's a pack for those of you that will be attending in person, and then a pack that is available for virtual attendees. So if you are attending both events, which we'd love to have you at both, you will have the option to get those both.
So here's the fear of missing out in play. Buy a ticket, attend the event, and then you can pre-purchase a pre-party pack of jewelry that will eventually be released to everybody, but you get first dibs. I'm sorry. No. Okay? I'm just going to say no. No. No to all of it. Okay?
So your first part of your challenge is to talk about the importance of Empower Me Pink. And Empower Me Pink is such a great time for you to come and to talk with other team members, other people that are involved in paparazzi, to get to know what's coming up in the spring, but also to learn a lot about your business as well. And we've changed up the format this year. It's going to be an all-day training starting at 9 a.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be
a lot of fun.
Yeah. So a lot of great information. If you feel like you
can't
be for the whole day, but you come to
what do you want to watch after this?
Have you for what we can have.
Well, and the number one thing, in my opinion, is
we don't care about your opinion, Trent.
Absolutely. There is something about the energy of being around with one another and with people that are like-minded and goal-oriented like you are. And
like-minded individuals, people who don't think logically and for themselves.
6 months?
Yep.
And
people who don't use discernible thinking.
Welcoming and exciting to welcome her in, and
my definition of like-minded individuals.
And it was fun to see the connections being built and just the friendships. I always feel like people meet for the first time or get to know people differently when you are face to face in those situations.
And there's just an energy.
It's such a great energy.
Virtual is fantastic. It's easy.
Yes.
But it isn't the same.
No, absolutely not. And then your second part of the challenge this week is I want you guys to
shine a faith. To your point, it makes no sense investing in something that you don't get any profit from. There's profit in it for all the people above you. When you purchase something, the money trickles up. They get a cut. They're paid off of it. But you don't recoup your costs and you don't make a profit off of it in most cases. So it's kind of like, is it worth it? No, it's not.
To shout out somebody each day, either a customer or a team member, but I want you to do a shout out for them and what you appreciate about them.
I like this necklace.
And I would mix it up. I would mix it up between your team members and your customers, because your customers, like, they tune in just for you. They want to hear. They're looking really for you, and they want to be shouted out just as much as your teams do.
Yeah, it really goes back to when I was a young kid. There was a TV series called Cheers.
Where do you live, Shine Faith?
In the little jingle or song, at the start of it, it talks about you want to be where everybody knows your name.
Yes.
And ultimately,
you want to be where everyone knows your name. Shine of Faith, since you're unemployed and currently looking, were you ever in Paparazzi at all? Were you? Or any MLM? Because you do have a skill set. Okay? You do. And, I didn't realize that I had a good skill set until I started utilizing it. So you're in Florida. Okay, so there's always there's always jobs available. So in Florida, there's a lot of memory care, aging care, home care agencies. Look for jobs for intake coordinator, where you take phone calls from people interested in the service. You talk to them about their needs, and you could easily, tell them about the product, build value, and be a salesperson kind of thing. If you're in a part of Florida that's close to a port or an airport, there's always great jobs available there. And most airport jobs pay pretty good. I do know that, but the thing is it's 24/7 in most cases. There's, the economy sucks, but there are still a lot of jobs out there. Some of them are service industry related, but once you find something that you can use your unique skill set, you'll be able to find something easily. The most difficult thing about using your skill set is having the confidence to at least throw your hat in the ring and try. So, throw your hat in the ring and try. I know applying for jobs is daunting, but if you ever want me to look at your resume and look at tips, let me know. Hi, Marina. You just got off work. Yay!
You could go to the bar and they could know your name, but if they don't recognize you when you show up, it's not the same. But by shouting them out and saying, "Hey, Summer, I'm excited you're here," there is something to be said about that connection and knowing that you're seen. People need to be seen.
They do.
This is Parasocial Relationship 101. What he is doing right now, in my humble opinion, is a parasocial relationship. Some of you, I have had communication with outside of this YouTube channel. We've talked on the phone. We've had conversations by email or by chat or whatever. So, I consider it a social relationship. Some of you I've even met in person when I go to your part of the country or you come to mine. So, because we matter and we're a community, but when you're in an MLM, there are transactional relationships and parasocial relationships, and everything Trent and Summer are talking about are those parasocial and transactional relationships, because in Paparazzi, all relationships are transactional. And the moment the transaction ends, so does the relationship in most cases. Okay. And the parasocial, putting the people up on a pedestal that honestly shouldn't be on a pedestal, but you put them on there anyway. And then you treat them as if they're celebrities and gods when they're not. That's another common issue that people deal with MLMs.
You absolutely, hands down. And I know it is so fun when I do jump on your lives and I see you guys, like somebody will pop on and it will be like, oh, Trent, thanks for stopping by. How did blah, 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 blah go?
Yes.
Because you know them, they know you, and they have your back. And you.
Trent really doesn't know you. As long as you use the hashtags, he'll pop on. He'll say something if he wants to, just to give you some clout or whatever. But we all know Paparazzi loves to stalk this channel too. So anyway, hi Trent. Hello. Hi Summer. Hi Channy. Hi Misty. Hi Brian. How y'all doing? Losing consultants left and right. Engagement's way down on your Facebook pages. So, what's going on there?
Have their back, and it's just it's so great to see the community you guys have built within your teams and your customers. So make sure we recognize them, shout them out this week. So you got 2 parts. You're going to talk about Empower Me Pink, the importance of attending events, and then you are going to shout out somebody each day for the next week.
Perfect.
All right, you ready for today's quote?
I sure am.
Your growth isn't just for you, it's lighting the way for someone else. And I feel like that's so true, because as we experience.
And we're at the end of the Relief Society visiting teacher lesson for the day. We're ending it with a motivational quote.
Life or experience things, we ourselves are growing, but we're setting an example for others that are watching what we're doing.
Yes.
So, all right. We hope to see a lot of you guys starting next week with Empower Me Pink.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week.
It is. So we'll see you guys next week.
No. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about parasocial. Okay. So parasocial relationships are always a one-sided emotional bond people form with either media personalities, influencers, public figures, where followers will feel like they know and can trust these people and that they are their friends. Okay? That's parasocial relationship 101. Okay? These people feel like an emotional and intimate tie to these people, but they never really truly know them. Okay, so on social media, influencers, content creators broadcast daily parts of their life and motivations, which makes you guys feel understood and seen. But the thing is the psychological closeness can significantly heighten trust in what the influencer says or promotes. So let's talk about the Swifties, okay? So Taylor Swift, huge following. Lots of people following her. And they feel like, they can relate to her. Here's the truth, though. You cannot relate to a billionaire who's engaged to a football star who has traveled the world. And as of recently, if you guys are following the whole It Ends With Us drama, text messages between her and her bestie where they're bullying somebody. But that's the thing about parasocial relationships. You see what these people want you to see. You see the public persona, but you don't know what they're like behind closed doors. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Okay? So with parasocial relationships, you see what they want you to see. Okay? And, most MLMs, including Paparazzi, lean heavily on relationships, personal storytelling, like the why, and, building a community to drive their sales and their recruitment tactics. Okay. Paparazzi Accessories is structured so that an independent consultant can sell jewelry at $8 a piece and they can earn commissions, which are, when you factor in costs these days, is less than what they were making when they were selling at $5 a piece. Okay. But the real money is where they bring other people in. So Tina said, I thought my sponsor and I were friends. As soon as I stopped selling and buying, she stopped talking to me. Same thing happened to me. Mine never came to my home to go live when I left. He never reached out again. Yeah, parasocial relationship. So, personal branding is also very central to these parasocial relationships. Let's talk about the bling boss, the glow getters, the millionaires club. Um, let's talk about these people, these women and men, because there are some men who use their parasocial relationships to manipulate and to build their own personal brand. Okay. It happens all the time. Okay. So, independent sellers position themselves as a trusted guide, sharing parts of their daily lives, sales successes, and using their motivational messaging on media. Hi, Mickey. So I'm so glad you're chatting. My sponsor was really rude at the first team meeting, and I decided I was not wanted, just needed. Exactly. Um, you're needed because they got to keep their numbers up to keep their income up. You're needed because they need you to go into the back office Monday through Friday and buy bullshit jewelry like this for way more than it's worth when you can get an entire set like the one I'm wearing from Temu for $1.38. So, welcome. And then, we've got the whole cachet line. Don't get me started there. But this behavior by your upline elites is so you can feel connection with them. And thus, people are more receptive to their pitches. They love, LOVE, capital LOVE, being on the pedestal that y'all put them on. Hi, Sam. They love being on the pedestal of worship. Okay. They love it. They love it when you treat them like celebrity at convention or Empower Me Pink or the passport vacation. They love that because when they become a leader, an elite, they get to post more testimonials, share personal success stories, can develop more devoted devotees and cult like followers to their tribe. And even people who aren't part of their direct sales downline, they may feel supportive or protective or loyal to that leader, regardless if they've ever had real personal interaction with the person. I'm thinking about when I got that dumb, stupid note on my car a couple years ago when I had a broken arm that said, "Leave E alone." Okay? Someone who had a parasocial relationship with Erica Cole took it upon themselves to sleuth out where I worked and left a threat on my car for her. That's what's effed up about it, okay? That's what's so screwed up about all of it. Okay. So, let's talk about Erica Cole. So, gosh, I wonder if I can do it here. I might be able to. Okay. Let's see what Chat GPT says about Erica Cole. It'll be cute. It'll be interesting. Okay. Uh, Tell me about Erica Cole of Paparazzi Accessories. Erica Cole. Let's look. So she has something on ChatGPT. Can you guys see this? Do I need to make it bigger? Okay. So blah 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 blah. Okay. Here's what I could find about Erica Cole of Paparazzi Accessories, sometimes referred to with the middle name of Alexander, as an independent consultant with Paparazzi, a direct selling company. She's consultant ID 63122, and she has a presence online through her Paparazzi business site. Her role in recognition, she's identified as a leader, self identified as a leader, and a successful consultant within the network, appearing in some listings of high earning distributors. One site, though not officially affiliated with Paparazzi, lists her as a top earner with significant monthly income. On Paparazzi's passport vacation leaderboard, she appears to be accumulating points mid 2024, uh, indicating active engagement in sales and team building. Okay, so it's because I knew they weren't a threat and I had a very strong cast on my arm, Marina. If they came up to me, I could have just smacked them with my cast because it was a thick cast and it was hard. And I had already broken my arm, so if I would have broken it more, oh well. According to the press release style coverage, Erica Alexander Cole has also positioned herself as an entrepreneur and author with a book about overcoming adversity and personal growth. In that coverage, she describes herself as a motivational speaker, philanthropist, financial advisor, and a credit expert with over 2 decades of money management experience. The narrative also labels her as the first black multimillionaire of paparazzi accessories. So why should we care? Hi, Frenchie. Hello. Um, so, although this claim comes from a PR piece rather than an independent business publication, community present, she runs her Facebook business groups. Summary: she is an independent consultant and a business leader. So, I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you've read her book, but she filed bankruptcy. So if you're a credit expert, why did you file bankruptcy? You should know how to pay your bills, not get yourself in over your head, living within your means. But the thing is money does strange things to people. Okay, it really does. Because I've noticed that when somebody has more money, um, they kind of become disconnected and lose touch with reality just a little bit. That's one thing I'm grateful for what David and I have always done. I mean, a good portion of his check goes directly into his 401k. So we still live to this day kind of like we're broke college students. And we do what we can to pay things in advance, ahead, or off as quickly as possible. Um, and even with money in the bank, we don't look at it, so we don't think about it. So, I mean, I know we have money in savings accounts like all over the place. I don't know how much is in each one right now, nor do I care. I just know that it's there and it's growing, and that's all that matters. But, I still like to cook, eat on the cheap. I mean, we bought a espresso machine from Temu to save money on going out for coffee because I have been a barista and I do know how to make an espresso, a latte, an americano, a cappuccino, a mocha. I know how to make those things. So I will, I'll do that. And we have like flavored syrup. So it's like, it's easy. So, but let's go back to this whole parasocial relationship thing. They love the emotional engagement. They love feeling like these people treat them like family. They love to be blurring the lines between real relationships and exploiting relationships. And, followers can feel betrayed if a leader does something disappointing because of the emotional bond is so one-sided. And I know that ever since Taylor Swift's text messages became public knowledge with this whole "It Ends With Us" lawsuit, um, she has lost followers on her Instagram. She is getting the wrath from people. Hi Denise, how you doing? So it's like that parasocial relationship is starting to crack. There's a lot of different parasocial relationships that are starting to crack. People, I believe, this year in our country want to have more accountability, and they would rather deal in truth instead of being told what they want to hear and being taken advantage of. That's me anyway. I would love to see accountability with a lot of things. Okay? And I want people to stop having a parasocial relationship with certain political figures. And I want certain people who are violating the law, civil rights, and otherwise to face accountability for what they are doing. And I would love, 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 love to see people treated with dignity and respect, no matter what walk of life they are in, where they are at. I just want people to be treated with a modicum of respect. Just a modicum. It's not that hard. So, let's go and see what they got going on over here. So, okay. Valuable Valentines. This was the new release today. And then this chunky beaded thing is available in blues and greens and pinks. Oh my. And then we have a purple cuff bracelet that looks like, I don't know. And then we have the stupid earrings. Pyramid Powerhouse. Pyramidal Powerhouse. It's the guy's ring that has a pyramid on it. Didn't that come out in other colors? I think it did. So let me Google reverse engineer search here. Do do do. Paparazzi. And they do this. They name stuff. Um, they name stuff after pyramid. So when you Google "is paparazzi a pyramid scheme," these stupid rings show up. I mean, they even had a thing called pyramid scheme. So paparazzi, pyramid, paparazzi, and then jewelry. So we have Posh Pyramid, and then the pyramid earrings with the fringy, and then we have this thing. This thing is so old. That was called Pyramid Scheme. I mean, it's so bad. But they do this on purpose. Hi Monique, how was work today? So, and then we have this captivating cluster. This ring looks like something that should have come out during Thanksgiving because it looks like a cornucopia of rhinestones. Okay, it just does. So I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna make, I'm gonna move me over, move this over. There we go. Okay. All right, and then we have curtain certainty. That looks like it's something that would definitely turn your neck green. And then we have a bow claw that looks so totally cheap. And then defaced dedication, an anklet. I'm taking today off because I hurt today. And I woke up this morning, took an edible, took a muscle relaxer, tried, but failed miserably. Tried to stretch out my hip flexors. Wasn't having it. I could not get things to loosen up. So then I went and laid on the heating pad, trying to loosen things up that way. Didn't work. And then, at that point, it was just like, screw it, I'm done. So, yeah. All right, and then we have what looks like a child's craft beaded necklace with this pendant with a heart and a hummingbird. Let's take a look at this up close. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Will it let you? Nope, we have to go here. So it's a bird with a heart. It it, it is yeah, $8 for that stupid bow. Please pray, and we're on a storm watch, which would be. Well, if you get snow, at least it's better. It'll help with the crops in the summer, at least where you live. So there's positives, but yeah, just stay inside. And then we have this charm thing. And I hated the charm bracelets when I was a consultant. And look, it's another Temu special set of earrings. Okay, so those of you who are late to the party, let's put this back up real quick. Okay, so let me get down to the damn earrings that have the moon and stars. Where the hell did they go? They're like way down here. Hold on, y'all. We're almost there, I think. Maybe. Holy crap. This is telling because I bought these like 2 weeks ago when we were looking at paparazzi earrings and stuff. So I'm just gonna go to the earrings tab and let's get to what I have in my hand with my Temu specials. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's Cosmic Cutie. Okay, so here we go. And let me move this over. Okay, I'm going to do this again for the cheap sheets in the bag. So, all right. So there's the Paparazzi Cosmic Cutie in brass with white rhinestone. Okay, here is the Temu special. And can you see the detail is exactly the same? One was like $1 something, the other $4.40 or $8. I don't know about you, but I personally would rather spend $1 something. And the only difference is, okay, and this is an easy fix, is so the Temu pair, they both face in the same direction, but you can fix it by taking this part off and flipping it around so it goes like that. It's an easy fix. And then this necklace that I'm wearing, this is another Temu special. So, and then here's the other Temu special that I got. Sun, moon, and stars, baby. So yeah, there's that. Okay. We bought some cheap turkey, $4.99 for ooh. Oh, that's smart. That's really smart. Yeah. Here's the nice thing about turkey. Once you cook it, keep the carcass and, put the carcass in water with spices and get all the meat off that carcass that you can. And the bone marrow helps give the broth more flavor, which is awesome. And then make yourself turkey noodle soup or turkey gnocchi soup. It's a great way to stretch your food dollar. So, yeah, I like mine better too. I thought they were cute. The Temu colors are much better. This is so cute though. This is actually kind of fun. And this is the Temu special, and it's just a layered necklace. In fact, I'll put them up so you guys can see them. So let me go to the Temus. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, give me a second. My internet's going slow. Okay. Okay, so here's the Temu ones, and they're exactly how they're pictured. So I got the $1.95 ones right here. These ones, they were $1.95, and it's because they're both facing the same way. Ooh, okay, and they're on clearance. Okay, so those are the ones I got. They were $1.95, and then here's the earrings I got, $2.98. And then here's the necklace I'm wearing right now, $3.18. Yeah, it's so inexpensive, so cute. And I got these ones because they were $2.98, but they also have bigger ones for $5.47 and then $5.61. But I got the ones where you had to wait for a while. Okay. So today I'm making homemade bacon bits because I have 2 things of spinach that I need to use. Oh, might help if I took my big ugly mug down and showed you. So here's the pears right here. Do do do. Okay, and here's the cheap stuff I got. This one and this one and this. 318. So inexpensive. I got some cute legit silver sterling necklaces from there. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff, I look for stuff that's inexpensive for one because I lose stuff all the time and things break. And I take it off and then I forget where I put it and I can never find it again because, I'm getting old and I have a brain that's falling out of its head. So there's that. So let's talk about what I had up on the thumbnail. Okay. So let me get this up. So as you guys know, a few of Carla Neal Pierce's former consultants left Paparazzi and went over to Farmasi. And here we are with Katina Kozart. She left, I believe, back in December and joined Carla Neal Pierce over at Farmasi. She's already inventory loading, you guys. She's only been in it for like a month, and look at all this unopened, unused product. Is she truly planning on selling all of this? And the other question I have is, why did you buy it all? Okay, because everything on this table, everything has an expiration date. Everything has an expiration date on that table. And you should honestly not be buying inventory. And I was watching, I believe it was Sam D's thing the other day, where a pharmacy influencer claimed that she was a hair expert without going to cosmetology school. And none of these people are estheticians, dermatologists, or cosmetologists. So, there is a form of education out there for people who want to work on people. So when someone posts something like this, and these crack me up, so I'm just going to pull this up. So here she is. The proof is in the Tea Tree skincare line. I knew my skin was sensitive. I'm so proud of myself for taking control. I made a mistake and put the wrong oil on my hair and it touched my skin. But my skin bounced back quickly. It could have been a lot worse, but I took action. I washed my face with a facial cleanser, followed by a toner, then a serum. And this morning it was almost like nothing happened. I'll add items in the comments. So this to me tells me, one, it's a health claim. It's a health claim. So I don't see where things are bad. and I don't see a lot of difference. Okay, that's just me. Um, one night with one product, show me what your skin looks like after an entire month of doing your skin regimen. Okay, so my skin regimen, I honestly have been cutting back on my skincare routine. So now I just use a hyaluronic acid facial gel cleanser in the evening. And I put some serum on in the evening to keep my skin hydrated. And then if I wash my face in the morning, which most mornings I don't, then I'll use my vitamin C facial wash. Um, but I don't use a lot of makeup anymore. And I put on sunscreen, tinted sunscreen. That's it. So you don't need a lot. And honestly, you know, I grew up in the generation when you put your face makeup on. Okay, I'm just gonna. This isn't. This is just me pretending. We would take our concealer and we would squirt it on our face, and then we would go like this. I mean, I'm not joking. That's what we did. I mean, we didn't have sponges and brushes and, we weren't trying to be a makeup artist. We used the cheap little foam eyeshadow applicator that came in the eyeshadow, and that's what we used to apply, or a finger or a Q-tip. And then, I'm a chapstick girly. So it's like every once in a while I might do some lip gloss, but it's like um I did my makeup a while back, but now it's like I don't care. I'll do it when Dave and I go out for a date or something, but we don't do that often. I mean, we might this weekend because it's our anniversary, and David and I 20 years. We'll be 20 years. So, pretty cool, huh? So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that actually. So I have so much makeup, but I don't use it. Yeah, I haven't used mascara in so long because it gets in my glasses. And here we are talking about gummy vitamins. Get your gummy vitamins. Okay, I'll use these ones because guess what? They're $13. I mean, I don't know how much the pharmacy things are, but I'm not going to spend more than my $13 for my vitamins. Okay, so let's talk about engagement numbers. Okay. Have you ever, and I'm going to refresh and see if there's more than 2 comments now. Oh, now there's 5. So, Paparazzi founders 2 hours ago posted, have you ever collaborated with a teammate during a live? How did it impact your engagement and results? Let's see. Great idea. No volunteers in my circle of friends. Yes, my daughter and I were both consultants then. I still am. And we had a blast. Sold a lot of pieces. The live is one for the books on viewers as well. So, no teammates yet. I would love to do it. I've just watched join lives. They have been awesome. No teammates just yet. What about your upline? I mean, I'm just saying. What about your upline? They can collaborate with you. And then I would love to do it. I've watched joint lives. They've been awesome. Nope. So it's like I don't have any teammates. Yes, you do. Those parasocial relationships above you. And honestly, they should be offering to do that. Oh, Nivea. I love Nivea. And Noxzema. Who else remembers Noxzema? Noxzema and Seabreeze. Yeah, they are on burnout. And I would be too. Okay, So we talked about parasocials. So let's take a look at this parasocial relationship. So we have Heidi Bound and Jamie Egan and Mandy Walker. I don't know who this person is. I don't know who that person is. But here's some photos of some parasocial relationships from Passport Vacation. Mandy and Heidi are hanging out together. Um, is that Heidi's? Is that Heidi's little boy toy? The Is that the boy toy? Probably is. Um, and then here's more parasocials right here. I mean, these ladies probably know each other because they go to all the paparazzi events together. But the rest of these, total parasocial relationships, 100% across the board. And it's kind of sad. So let's put in resign from paparazzi and see how many more people have quit. So Jane Allen yesterday posted, after an amazing 6-year journey, I've decided the decision to officially resign as of January 15th. I want to send a huge thank you over to my incredible customers. Be on some lookouts for some great deals. Yeah, so there's another new one that made their official announcement. I want to talk about why these people have to make these announcements. Why do you guys think that is? I'm giving you guys time to put your answers in the chat. Why do you think these people have to make a formal announcement advertising that they quit the company? Because there is an answer. We'll figure it out. I'm just waiting for some of y'all to put it in the chat. And here's the queen of fake eyelashes right here. Okay. So, get their final check? Nope. Nice guess though. For some people it is. But other people, yes, it was just payday 2 days ago. So there are quite a few people who are waiting for those funds to get into their checking account. You did. You had an ad for Pyramid Power. uh, you So most people who make these big announcements, there are two reasons. One, but the main one, so the main one is they have a lot of inventory that they need to discount and sell and get rid of. So they make the announcement saying, hey, I recently left. I'm going to be discounting things. Shop with me. So that's one. Number two, and this is very, very minimal, they have a downline. And Airedale just hit that hammer right on the head because they want to encourage people to ask, where are you going? What are you doing? Can I go too? So, yeah, when Danielle Baker made her huge announcement that she was leaving paparazzi, she got a lot of DMs asking, where are you going? What are you doing? And then you saw a bunch of paparazzi consultants quit and go over to Bomb Party. Then Carla Neal Pierce left, and she announced that she was going over to Legal Shield and Farmasi. And people joined her in one or both. So Carla Neal Pierce is making money hand over fist because she had quite a strong following, and that parasocial relationship, those people wanted to keep their connection to their queen. So they cut and run and went with her so they wouldn't lose that parasocial relationship. Because here's another thing with that whole parasocial relationship. Carla Neal Pierce, during convention every year, what does she do? Do you guys remember? She did the Millionaires Club thing. And if you were part of her Millionaires Club, she would host a private party with a theme for her downline. Emily's still working. Emily Brinson or me? So, yeah. So there's that. So, yeah, it's all about those keeping those parasocial relationships and keeping the income. That's what it is all about. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and we're going to go to the Fashion Fix stuff. So let me get here. Let's go to shop and let's go to the Fashion Fix. So the new Fashion Fix sets are available in 14 days. So let's take a look. And I was, I was bored. So I was watching some of my old content to keep myself awake. And remember last year when they started bringing out those sets, those styled sets and stuff, and what did they call them? The collections or something? What do they call them? Uh, Gosh, now I can't remember. But it was always like the set of two things, like this. So they called this the collection, and they would sell these two pieces of jewelry for 16 bucks. And I was like, oh, these are the Fashion Fix rejects. I said this 2 years ago. Okay. 2 years ago, I said it was the Fashion Fix reject sets. And then last year after convention, Fashion Fix was downsized to just two pieces. Okay. So they downsized the Fashion Fix from 4 pieces to 2 pieces. Oh yeah, the private parties were the parasocial relationship uh, to stay intact, and those private parties were also a way to encourage people to go to convention to spend money on the convention collection and to buy things because every time your followers followed you to convention and went and bought the convention collection, they were making money. So having a little catered party where you did the boot scoot boogie and she gave you a bottled water and a few cookies and cupcakes. Yeah, those were the talk of the town. Didn't cost her hardly anything because what she was banking on is getting you, her devoted downline, to follow her to convention, to buy the convention collection, fill up your suitcases, and go home. It's sick. So, Shine of Faith, were you talking about me or others? Okay, sometimes I ask myself how they can ignore reality of the hole they are digging. Yeah, that's thing. Sunk cost fallacy, Frenchie. The sunk cost fallacy that these people do not want to admit to. Let me pull up my notes on that. So give me a second. Let me get my notes, and I'll explain it to you guys the way I wrote it down. So let me get my Word doc up. So, I can't spell fallacy, okay? Okay. So here are my notes, okay? The past costs are gone forever. You'll never get them back. But you should not make future decisions off of past poor decisions, okay? Most of the elite leaders, Emily Brinson, Kathy DeCastro, didn't post the passport vacation in this year. Normally they show everything. I didn't see them in any real pictures either. There were a lot of people that did not post about the passport vacation this year. And I'm not seeing a lot of people post and push for Empower Me Pink, which is starting next week. So, yeah, something's going on. Something's going on. Okay, so sunk cost fallacy. People feel like they're trapped because of the money, the time, the investment, the effort, the amount of time, effort, energy that you put into something, and you've never seen the return on that investment of money and time, um, stopping would be the smarter move. But it's just like somebody who sits down and says, no, 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 it's going to hit. It's going to hit. I'm going to get a jackpot. It's going to hit. It's going to hit. Is it really? Because you've been sitting there pumping money into that machine forever and it's not hitting. But you've already put $300 into it, so you might as well do 300 more, right? Wrong. But that's sunk cost fallacy, okay? Our brains really hate the idea of walking away. Okay? So, remember Dane Cook, people who stay in a bad relationship. We've been in this relationship for 5 years. In fact, I'm gonna pull up Refashioned Hippie real quick. If you guys don't know who Refashioned Hippie is, she's one of my favorite shorts creators. So let me put her in here. Refashioned Hippie. And I'm gonna pull up her shorts. If you guys have not watched some of her stuff, it's absolutely great. She makes me laugh in so many ways. Okay. Okay. So here we are. This is sunk cost fallacy 101.
We've been in a relationship for 2.5 years, so here are some bumps in our relationship that we stayed and pushed through and worked through together, and now we're all good. Alright, one of the first things that we struggled with at the beginning of our relationship was Justin would get violent and angry. So one time he kind of just let loose and hit me in the nose really hard. It broke my nose in like 6 pieces and I had to go.
Hello. Leave. Leave.
Mm-hmm.
If a man does that to you once, he's going to do it again. He's going to tell you it's your fault. You're going to be embarrassed. Your friends, they might not understand. They might ask what you did. They might try to tell you to work on your relationship, that everybody has bumps. No. Leave. The number one cause of death in pregnant women is homicide. Leave.
That is sunk cost fallacy 101. She stayed in the relationship after he broke her nose. We stay in our multi-level marketing relationships after we drain our bank accounts because we think, oh, it'll eventually happen. I'll recruit enough people and I'll make it big. I'll be the next Erica Cole. I'll be the next Mandy Hinch. No, you won't. No. And if you believe that, honestly, and I hate saying it this way, but you need to get your head examined, okay? Or go seek therapy because you should not be believing that, okay? It's like Dane Cook. My CDs are still in his truck. I got to stay in the relationship until I get my CDs out of the truck. No, you don't. You can get new CDs. Walk away. Okay. One time David and we went and saw this when we were dating, awful movie. It was an animated movie. It was called Dougal or something like that. And I was falling asleep. And we were sitting here and we're like, is this a joke? Were we punked? Did your brother tell us to go see this movie as a joke? And we were like, well, we've already been here this long. We might as well stick it out. No, we got up and walked out. It was that bad. It was like, no, there's no redeeming this movie. Okay. I've also seen TikToks of people who are MAGA. They bought the Donald J. Trump stock in True Social, and they put all of their money into the DJT stock and lost millions or $500,000. It's crazy. And they finally sold it because they needed something and they didn't want to lose all their money, but $500,000 gone because of a parasocial relationship and sunk cost fallacy. If you're not in a cult, if you don't think you're in a cult after that, well, I hate to break it to you, you are. Okay. Um, I know a lot of people don't like to admit when they're wrong. Okay. But it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to say, I fucked up. It's okay to say, I need to get out. I made a mistake. It's okay to ask for help. Uh, it's okay to say, I don't know what I'm doing here. Help me. Like Shine of Faith. She's in Florida. She's unemployed. She's looking for a job. Shine of Faith, my email is in the description box of the video. If you want me to look at your resume and make recommendations on things that I would tweak, let me know. I'll help you with that. Because I'm happy to do it. But don't let your ego and your pride and everything else get in the way of logical thinking. Don't let it happen. Don't confuse wasted away with wasting time. Okay? Don't list in a breeze because you're bobbing around on this, what do you call those? Buoys. Don't be sitting on that buoy thinking eventually the Coast Guard's going to come and rescue you. In low tide, you see the shore is closer. During low tide, that's when you jump off and you start to swim. Okay? Don't list away on a buoy thinking someone's eventually going to come along and save me. Okay? Yeah. And you got to remember this too. And yeah, here's another little metaphor. When you are swimming to shore to save yourself, you may hit a current. You may hit a current and they'll try to pull you back in. But here's the thing, you just keep swimming. You just keep moving forward. You keep pushing until you are exhausted to get out. Because saving yourself is way more important. Because here's the thing, y'all. Nobody's going to save you. The only person that's going to save you is you. No one else is going to do it. Okay? So ask yourself this question to all the people who are thinking about joining an MLM or thinking about quitting their MLM. Ask yourself this question. If I haven't already put money and time into this, would I still do that today now knowing what I know? Would I still put my money, my time, my energy, my effort? Would I still do all of these things knowing what I know now? Would I do it again? Let's start using our critical brains here and use some logic and let's rebuild. Monique, I'm going to talk about us for a second. Okay, so Monique and I last year we worked our butts off to get ourselves one out of debt and two to build our savings. We both accomplished our goal. And I know that because we accomplished that goal, we are now still working on accomplishing more goals. So Monique, my goal this year is to one, stay out of debt completely, which we are almost there. Thank God. So we are getting out of debt completely, 100%, everything, and I mean everything, including the house. Okay, so our house will be paid off this year. And we've lived here since 2017. So we took our 30-year mortgage and it's going to take us 10 years to pay it off, but at least we paid it off. Okay. And that's because of extreme sacrifice and throwing every bonus, everything that we could at it. Because one, it's cheaper for us to pay our own taxes, and it's cheaper for us to maintain the HOA dues and to just pay the taxes out of our savings and plan for that than to pay a mortgage payment every month. So that is our goal. And the other reason is because we don't know where Dave's job is going to be in the next year because EA was bought out by Jared Kushner and Saudis. So we don't know if he will still have a job in a year. So we're preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. Okay. And the other thing is, we've got an extra mouth to feed, got an extra kid in the house, and we're supporting that kid. So yeah, that's a lot. Your goal is to get a car so you can move again and bring my bestie along with us. There you go. For people who, I will tell you this, there's a huge need for companionships and caregiving to build real relationships. I can tell you this, caregivers for senior citizens are few and far between, and good ones are really hard to find. So if you're a senior citizen, or if you just want a part-time side hustle and your schedule is flexible, guess what? You could go and get your CNA through most home care agencies and become a companion slash caregiver. What does that entail? Helping a senior citizen cook their meals, helping them get up off the couch, helping them navigate their home so they can go use the restroom. Sometimes you may have to wipe someone's behind, but it's just like taking care of a baby. Um, and most of all, just being a companion for somebody. That is a job that is desperately needed in this country. And, baby boomers, a good portion of them, they have long-term care insurance policies that pay for that. Um, and the VA pays for some of it too. So being a caregiver is hard, but there are people that caregiving is their livelihood, and it takes a special kind of person to be a caregiver. But I will say this, the people that are the caregivers that work for my company, they're amazing people. They actually care. And, they're wonderful. They're wonderful people. And their job is underappreciated and very much needed. So if you are looking for something to do, there's always a caregiver position. Yeah, well, being a caregiver, you can be a caregiver to senior citizens, kids, or young adults, or people who just need it. There is a need, and agencies are always willing to train and help you get licensed, so there is a need. And where I live, caregivers start at like $19 to $24 an hour. So, and there's senior citizen homes and assisted living communities. They could always use the help, and they'll train in most cases. All right, so let's take a look at the fashion fix. I'll get off my soapbox for now. For now. So let's take a look at all the gorgeousness of these fashion fix sets. So let me go into the actual sets themselves. Okay, so here's the Simply Santa Fe set. So let's move this over. So the Simply Santa Fe set is gold. Kind of looks like a bolo tie, but it's not. And it's naturally sophisticated. So we've got this necklace with these teardroppy earrings. It's not a bad looking set, but I'm pretty sure you can get something very similar to that on Temu. So There's the Simply Santa Fe. So let's take a look at the sunset siding set, shall we? So we have a single layer neck mess, and it's 3 different chains with a circly disc right here. Ooh, ooh, ah, so cute, so fun. And then it comes with these post earrings called Chick Perceptive Prize. Okay, wow. Your mom-in-law had a brain surgery and is in a rehab, I think one of them. Oh, yeah, those rehab facilities are so terribly understaffed. I feel bad for them all the time. All the time. Okay. And then we've got this ball of fun called Independent Ideology, and it comes with a coil bracelet. And this is the Magnificent Musings trend blend. Ugh. And then we have Glimpses of Malibu. And I call this the Seahawk necklace because it's in blues and greens. Because the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. Just saying. So there's your Seahawk stuff. And then we got a stretchy bracelet. Ooh, ooh, ah. So cute, so fun. And then we have the Fiercely Fifth Avenue. A mirrored rhinestone in a gold teardrop with plastic pearls called Prettily Poised. And then it comes with this stretchy bracelet with lots of rhinestones and gold called Poised Prelude. Wow, so cute, so fun. And then we have last month's Fiercely Fifth Avenue still available, last month's Glimpses of Malibu still available, and a couple pieces left from the Simply Santa Fe. So it's pretty sad that it's a whole month and it hasn't sold out yet. And I noticed that a lot of you guys have also noticed that the elites, they've been going live a lot more often. So elites are going live more often. So they were that. Oh man, that last game was awesome. 13 seconds in and bam. I mean, it was literally 13 seconds into the game and then they dominated the rest of the game. It was awesome. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go put some more diclofenac back on my hips because my muscle relaxer's wearing off and I can't take another one for another hour. So I'm gonna go do some stretching, and Annie wants to go OUTSIDE. So I'm gonna go hobble around the neighborhood with her, and then I have my HWA meeting tonight. Yay! And then let's hope I feel somewhat more human, so I can work tomorrow without a lot of pain. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day, okay? All right. Thanks for hanging.